Hello, everyone. Welcome back to yet another political episode. So, we have the Michigan primary tomorrow. Look at that. We already had South Carolina. We have both the Democratic primary and the said Republican primary tomorrow in the state of Michigan. Michiganders are going to go out and vote in two separate primaries, as we know, Democratic and Republican. I've been wondering about the Libertarian said primaries. I want to take a look at those. I have not covered any of the Libertarian stuff recently. Feeling like, really, we shouldn't. Like, realistically, yeah, there was the Iowa caucus. They had their Iowa caucus. Chase Oliver won that Iowa caucus. Um, and they haven't really had a contest since, so this is quite interesting. But going back to, as you know, the said Michigan primary, there will be a primary. We are not doing a prediction tonight simply because I got bigger news that should be addressed. And we know that Donald Trump will carry the Michigan primary regardless, and what counties he will carry, that will be reviewed. We're going to be staying neutral in this contest. We can't review all the states, but I can try. But as of right now, we're passing Michigan up simply because we have news that I am eager to address. We have breaking polls. Donald Trump surging in new highs against Joe Biden in multiple states. One of the state I'm really excited about is Maine. We take a look at the state of Maine, and you'll see, yes, it shows likely Democrat, but we have Donald Trump winning his very first poll against Joe Biden by over 5 points. This is big. Now, there have been realistically only two polls taken. One poll and three polls, excuse me. There has been one poll in 2022, one poll in 2023, and then just recently, the very first poll of 2024 going for Donald Trump. Now, we are still calling this a Biden hold, basically because Joe Biden still has majority of the polls. But if Donald Trump wins another poll, we will call the state a Trump hold for now. But looking down into 2020, there has not been a single, well, actually, hang on. Yeah, there hasn't been a single poll going for Donald Trump in the state of Maine. Not a single poll. So this is big. And this is the very first poll happened to be a big victory for Trump. So I'm very interested to see if Maine, if next comes Maine, maybe Minnesota would start coming out. Like, who knows? Minnesota, we know Joe Biden is ahead of Trump by like 3 to 4 points. That is easily more surpassable. So I'm very curious, and even New Hampshire. I'm hoping to see a change in New Hampshire too, simply because you know what? Yeah, there's Donald Trump technically won one poll, and that was back in 2021. But let's talk about past 2021. 3 years later, we go all the way up, and we're going to see another poll. Hopefully, we'll have a poll. Yes, Nikki Haley will most likely win New Hampshire, but to be honest, the only difference, it's going to look like a 2020 map, and the only if Nikki Haley was nominated, and the only difference of the map of the 2020 map is going to be New Hampshire. Honestly, that's the only flip that Republicans could perform here. So let's take a look at what I want to see here is just looking at we'll be doing predictions today. Starting off with Maine, we have not done a prediction of Maine, believe it or not. This is our very first prediction in regards to Maine. So if you're from Maine, shout out to you guys. So it shows, yeah, it appears that the first poll of September showed Joe Biden enjoying a lead of 11 points. In October, Joe Biden now at leading by 1 point from October of 2023, a huge 1 month poll. And then finally, we have Donald Trump leading by over 6 points. So and this is we have our district polling. Recent polls shows Joe Biden winning the 39th district, Donald Trump winning 30. Yep, I should say not the 39th, 39 points, 39 percentage points. Donald Trump at 31%, 39%, 31%. So that is interesting. So what I'm kind of thinking it's going to look like is it's probably going to look like the map in 2016. We're going to get our candidates on board. We got Trump on here, and we are going to get Biden. So my plan is Joe Biden will win the state of Maine by just a tiny bit. And he's probably going to get away with carrying these counties. This looks like the 2016 results, but what I am aiming at here is my theory is yes, Trump will carry all the counties he won in 2016 in the state of Maine, but also I'm wondering if he could pick up another one. Yes, I mean, Donald Trump did. Hillary Clinton did win like 57.83, which is kind of interesting, but at the same time, but let's go ahead. We might actually call it for him. Yeah, we're going to call it for Biden. Yes, this is what it's going to look like, because theoretically I could give, let's just say, Waldo County, but Waldo County went for Biden by 4, and I get Waldo County is not the most popularist county. 39,000 people. You'd be like, oh, why is this a Democrat voting county? Well, because it's all about geography, you know. I mean, there is a chance Trump gets lucky. He wins Waldo County. I mean, if we really want to think that this poll is going to be accurate, I would say go ahead, call Waldo County. In fact, I think I'm going to give Waldo County to Trump simply because we have to acknowledge Trump's lead in the latest poll. I mean, this is a rare lead. We have not seen a Republican so far in any poll take like in Maine, especially Donald Trump. This is probably the very first very first poll that Donald Trump technically won in the state of Maine. So this is interesting. Statewide polls. This is the 2nd district. Yes, Donald Trump hasn't really won a real poll in the state of Maine. This is his very first poll, and it's by like over 6 points. So I would go ahead and definitely call Waldo County. And it's not going to hurt Biden much. It's just 30,000 people. Then again, there's not really much people in the state of Maine. So we're going to go ahead, call Waldo County. And regardless of that, this is a Biden win. We could go back to 2020 and confirm if there's any other counties we could flip to Trump. Waldo, Lincoln. Yeah, this is our map. We are calling it Biden wins Maine by just probably 0.4% of a victory margin, closest in years. Let's take a look at our next state, and that's going to be the state of Pennsylvania. Now, I can successfully say, I believe, that we successfully retaken Pennsylvania. Joe Biden has held Pennsylvania in February. You'll see it's more tossed up. But yes, we actually got multiple poll sources suggesting that Donald Trump will carry the state of Pennsylvania. We can now say right now, Donald Trump has retaken Pennsylvania. But what would it look like? Now, we're going to go ahead and call the basic counties right here. The counties that I believe are going to probably go for Donald Trump. But first off, I gotta have to look at poll sources. 42 to 48. That's a big one here. That's our latest. It's kind of mind-boggling. So We have 40 minus 32, 8 points. That is the poll from Public Opinion Strategies. We take a look at a poll from Kism Strategies that shows Trump. Actually, hang on. That was from Kism Strategies. Public Opinion Strategies is the poll. 48 minus 42. That equals 6 points. Then there's a poll. 45 minus 43. That's 2 points. So I would say Donald Trump would win close to 4 points, but I would say this is hard, honestly. It's really hard. And there's not really much case of a scenario that Republicans really nailed it in examples in elections. Best examples would be in 2020. I would say a good example here, state treasurer. Yeah. Yeah, this is a good example. Timothy DeFore. He won by like 3 some points. It's kind of mind-boggling, if you will. So, but I'm saying, okay, is this okay. 49 minus 43, that is 6. Wait, no, that's 46 minus 3 points. All right. This looks like a good map, what it kind of would look like. It's kind of hard because I don't think Trump could win Dauphin County. I don't think Trump could even win Center County. Even Bucks County has went for Joe Biden by 5 points. How could he win so? Well, apparently, if we're going by polls like the one shown, I would say the one shown over, let's see, in like these 3 polls, I think he would definitely carry those counties, and that would be a safe win. That's from my other video, but yes, we're going to go back to that. So I'm not that confident that, and do I think Dauphin County and Centra County and Bucks County goes to Trump? I hope so. But as of right now, highly doubt it. Seeing that the aggressive rate, the only hope we need to hope for is that Democrats in Pennsylvania don't show up. We need to hope that pro-Palestinian League of the Democratic Party does not show up and vote. And that's why Trump's doing so good in Michigan right now, because there are so many Democrats in Detroit that are so committed not to vote for Joe Biden. And that's why I'm so excited for the Michigan primary, because the Democratic one, because there is a possibility that the voters may vote uncommitted, as called by Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib. She officially endorsed uncommitted, saying that, okay, this is what Joe Biden deserves. He deserves not to carry the Michigan primary. So, and that's kind of true. But I'm figuring out which should I do, this county, or I don't know. It's hard. Well, I think it's going to look like this. Whoops. I don't want to make a huge change, but this is what I think. If we are to combine the 3 recent polls together, this is probably what it's going to look like. It's going to look like the 2020 state auditor election in Pennsylvania, where Donald Trump will significantly carry the state of Pennsylvania by said 4 points. We go on now to the state of Michigan, where I'm going to see. I think we've got a more recent poll. Yeah, we got a straight row of Trump victories. 10 points, according to Calplan Strategies. 10-point lead. This is getting worser and worser for the Democrats. But however, despite a 10-point lead, I'm going to go ahead and say that Donald Trump defeats Joe Biden by 5. And this is what my prediction is going to look like. It's probably going to look like this. This is all Joe Biden gets if this is going to be a 5-point Donald Trump victory. This is what it's probably going to look like. Joe Biden's barely going to hold this county. Donald Trump could encroach over here. He could even win these counties, but we'll see. We'll see how that looks like as of right now. And if you've tuned in to my latest video, which was 2 videos ago, I did that. My last prediction on Michigan was before the South Carolina primary. It should look like the same. I don't necessarily know for sure. It could look the same. That's what I'm kind of thinking. We could see Donald Trump win by 6. But let's take a look. Going down. Saginaw, Mustagen, Leonora, Kent, Genesee. Yeah, we could see Genesee's held by 9.33. We could give that to, it's kind of hard, but it's kind of hard. It's like single digit. And this is, we'll go ahead and call it for Trump, simply because this is I would say around 6% victory for Donald Trump in the state of Michigan. This is going to be a big win. Now let's take a look at Wisconsin. I'm curious to take a look at. We've seen multiple ties. This poll is going to be a pretty close one. It's a pretty close poll. Donald Trump enjoying 41% of the popular vote. Joe Biden, 39%. Now, this, in my prediction, Donald Trump's going to carry the same counties that he carried in 2016. That's what I'm thinking. Donald Trump carries the same counties in 2016 simply because Donald Trump, I want to believe, did Donald Trump defeat Hillary Clinton by 2? Going back, he defeated Clinton by 1. But I personally think that he could pick up Greene County. Let's go back. Let's see if that's going to be a possibility. Greene County was held by 2. But in the end, I do think we're going to go ahead and call this. We're going to keep Greene County for Biden, simply because it's had a huge trending history for Democrats. It would be big if it flips Republican or flips red this year, but I cannot ignore that history. And we forgot to color La Crosse and Eau Claire. So this is my prediction. Joe Biden doing a little bit better in Wisconsin for some reason, but who knows? Basically, if we'll see if it gets better. But then again, if Michigan's going more hardcore towards Trump, you would expect Wisconsin to, right? So this is more of, I would say, forgot about Aristoc, but yes, So this is what I'm expecting, the more of the northern area. What do you guys think in regards to my predictions? Let me know down in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next political episode.